G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. Spawning in on the south side of the map, playing in the teal colour, I guess the cyan colour depending on where in the world you're from. We've got Crackety here playing as the Malians, and in the north of the map playing in the colour purple representing Team Liquid on the opposite, we've got the Muslim. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is one of the new maps that recently came out, and I think it might be the first time we're actually casting a game on it. You can see it's quite a different map. It's called Prairie. Now, the only reason I recognize that word is because of the term prairie dog. And I don't actually, I mean, I know what it is, but I don't know if it's an actual dog or if it's like a mole or something, or anyway, whatever it is, I don't know. But that's the name of the map. I might be pronouncing it incorrectly, but look, it wouldn't be the first time and it definitely won't be the last. Now, let's talk a little bit about this map, why I like it, why I don't like it. Now, why do I like it? I like it because you are on a hill. Look at this, you spawn on a nice little hill. You got a nice little spot for yourself up here. Am I getting some lag? I'm looking at my OBS and I'm like, am I getting some FPS lag? I don't know. Let me know down in the comments if you see FPS lag, because I gotta fix this up. I recently moved across over to Windows 11. I've got Windows 11 on my main PC, on my gaming PC, but I recently brought my streaming PC across to Windows 11, and I've been having a lot of issues with it. I've probably had to do about 24 hours worth of technical support with a good friend of mine. I say technical support, I mean, he was helping me in emotional ways as well. You know, when you're 24 hours in trying to problem solve, troubleshoot Microsoft or Windows products, you're gonna need more than technical support, that's for sure. But beautiful little haul right here for Crackety. 10 sheep coming in for him. We'll check in with his opponent. We'll see how the Muslim is doing on the Abbasid dynasty. And look at that, he's got 9 sheep behind him. Now, one of the things I don't like about this map is that in your base, you've got very big gold veins and stone veins, which promotes you to somewhat stay in your base. You don't really want to leave your base. Now, granted, there are smaller wood lines around this map, and that's probably something that I don't actually like, just the lack of wood on this map. If you have a look on the mini-map, where is it? Where is all that wood? The answer is there's not a lot. So you don't want to be playing the English on a map like this. You know, you'd probably want to play a civilization like the Holy Roman Empire, or, I don't know, someone who's not reliant on wood. Definitely not the English, though. They love their wood. But another big factor is that you've also got plenty of deer on this map. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I think a 9th one. I don't think I counted this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 packs of deer. I've got 1, 2, 3 boars. 3 boars. 4th boar, which, by the way, I reckon I could lure that to my TC. I mean, it's going to be close, but you guys get what I'm talking about. This, I mean, look, if the devs put this map in ranked pool, I would just be outraged. I would be so outraged because this, I mean, there's just so many problems with it, right? And look, I appreciate that the devs, they want to make their new maps and they've got their style that they want to go for and all that. But at the same time, my philosophy behind map making is like, every single map should be tournament ready. I should be able to be like, hey, let's put this map in a tournament. And you want to know the problem? I can't put any of the new maps in the tournament with the exception of like Mediterranean. That is it. I can't think of any other map that would even come close to it. I like this map. I like the design of this map. I'll be honest. It's just basically dry Arabia with less wood and a lot more resources. I mean, some resources are more common. There's also more berry bushes on this map. I mean, how many berry bushes are we talking? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So, I mean, Abbasid, another great choice here. But, I mean, could you imagine potentially playing as the Rus here? You'd just be absolutely crazy not to take the Rus on a map like this. Or at least to ban them out. But now we've got Crackety aging up. It's going to be the Malian quarry for him. Only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the houses. It looks like he's only done half of the gold mine, but keep in mind, this is a big gold mine, which means he can put down 12 instead of 8. So it gets a nice little, a slightly higher boost to this one. Instead of it capping out at 90 gold a minute, it'll cap out at 120. So that's always going to be nice and handy. Now, there are smaller gold mines throughout the map. You've only got that one big gold mine in your base rather than the other way. Now, I personally don't like it just because, as I mentioned earlier, it means you're going to have to spend more time in your base. And it means that, you know, I'm really incentivized. Like, if I'm playing the Ottomans, I'm just going to drop a giant, like a TC right here. I'm just going to put a TC right here as well. So, anyway, we digress. We move forward. And we begin to see that the Muslim is indeed thinking about those TCs. We're at 5 minutes and he is about to drop down his. Look at the timing that we've got here. Only a fresh foodstuff opening, no meal needed for him. He's got plenty of sheep under the TC, so I guess it makes sense from that perspective, but I think he's going to be looking to see exactly what Crackety's up to. Spots the villagers on stone. Now, what do you see when you see an enemy play, when you see an enemy going for a second TC as the Abbasid, what's the first thing you think of? The first thing you think of is, ooh, I can make another TC. And every single TC your enemy has, you just want to add one more on top of it. They want to go 12 TCs, you go 13. They want to go 47 TCs, you go 48. That's how it works. Now, obviously, I'm using hyperbole there. It doesn't actually, it doesn't really go that way, at least not all the time. But the more TCs you add for the Abbasid, the better, because the more you're going to be taking advantage of that fresh food stuffs. And no surprise, we did see it coming in as the first tech. Now, I suspect that we're going to have Muslim here moving the vills straight back over onto stone, and he's going to be filling this one out, looking to pick up his second additional TC. Now, the question is, where does it go? Honestly, I would probably just be putting it on the large gold vein. We can see the hardened Donzo already coming out. So not only does Crackety have the upgrade for the Donzo, but he's got Donzos out. So there you go. So the first of the military do make it out on the map. Now, where does that town center come down for Crackety? It's going to be just on the other side of the wood line. Keep in mind, there's not a lot of wood on this map. Insufficient wood is definitely going to be the theme here. I mean, other than that, like, what else does this map have going for it? It's got 5 relics, 3 in the middle, 1 safe for each guy, or each player, rather. It's got sacred site, so we got 1 sacred site here, another sacred site over here, and another one up towards this side. So there are 3 sacred sites, and now Donzo's forcing those villagers back. I guess that's one of the redeeming qualities of this map is that the town center is kind of far away from the gold vein. You know, sometimes, maybe it's just the spawn. Sometimes you get real, like, you know, those gold spawns that happen right underneath the town center, and you're like, excuse me. Third TC now coming down for Muslim. Does he go for a 4th TC? I would suspect with this early aggression, he probably doesn't think too much about a 4th TC, but Villager going to be going down here. First one of the game. Crackety going to be picking it up at the 7-minute mark. Villager count for him, 27 versus the 28 for Muslim. Now, one of the things I would have loved for Crackety to have done here, and he's actually doing it. Okay, never mind. It's trade. It is trade. Look, take a look at what Muslim is doing, right? And you got to think about it from the perspective of a Malian. Now, obviously, he didn't go for the landmark, the trade landmark. The trade is still really, really good, especially for the Malians, which can take advantage of the whole outpost. Now, granted, your food economy is not going to be as strong, but it means you're probably going to have to play a little bit more heavily into farms. We can see Muslim now spotting this out around the base. Now, I'm curious whether he actually spots out the traders. You can see he's got the rally point kind of around this position. But the early aggression that's come out of Crackety, I do like it. I support it. The issue that he's going to have, the Abbasid dynasty love to go for this mobile composition. They love to go horsemen as well as camel archers. As soon as Muslim knows about Crackety's desire to trade or willingness to trade or capability of trading, and we see he's already picking up 180 gold a minute, or 180 gold a trip right here with the first outpost now coming down. It's going to be the toll outpost. Going to be putting it down right here on the end. Definitely the right choice. I'm a big fan of putting, you know, those outposts right at the beginning, right at the end, just to guarantee that little bit of extra protection for your buildings. We do have the 2 TCs coming up for him, so it's definitely a long game play here. So I feel like Muslim's got a window of about 15, I say 15 minutes. Yeah, I'll say 15 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, it's going to be very hard for Muslim to win unless he's able to get a really good advantage early on. And we see now behind this still more archery ranges and stables coming up. So he's really going to be sticking with that composition of just, you know, full mobility. And now we see Muslim looking to scout out. He obviously spots out the second TC. He knows that only a little bit of stone has been taken off the top. So he's thinking, okay, what else are you doing to boom? Because typically, as the Malians, when you're booming, you're doing quite a bit more than just 2 TCs. You're thinking about cow booming. You're thinking about maybe going to the castle age. And so that's the question that he's going to need to answer. And we actually see it's just going to be archers coming out for Muslim. So not moving into that composition of maneuverability that we were talking about. Probably the consequence of not having a whole bunch of wood, or rather having too much wood, is that he's going to be going into archers, and you can see him now picking off a couple of the Donzos. Donzo's going to be able to get up nice, close, and personal, managing to take out one of the horsemen. Now the rest of the Donzos going to get chased down, and we hear out on the map the scout does run into a wolf out there. More and more horsemen coming in, But this is a good sign for Crackety. When he spots these archers, he's going to be a happy little camper because, remember, the longer this game goes, the better it gets for Crackety. Well, that's what I say. I mean, I'm curious. If the Abbasid get late game and they're not having any issues with gold or anything like that, and, you know, maybe things go well for the Abbasid dynasty. You know, one of the things we haven't really limit tested just yet is late game for the new civilizations. Obviously, we think that the Malians as well as the Ottomans should be pretty beefy in the late game, but going up against the Abbasid, one of the best late game civs there are. You know, typically you would consider the best late game civ to be the English, and then you'd probably have to say the Abbasid would be right underneath that. And then underneath that, maybe like the Holy Roman Empire, China. China's still a really good late game civilization. I think that's probably going to stay that way with the buff to Fire Lancers, but obviously we'll have to wait and see how it all plays out. Archer's now moving across the map, though. And Crackety is trading like an absolute madman. 58 population, or economic population versus 59. So pretty even Stevens. He does spot the villagers, or rather does spot the units coming out. Villagers going to be jumping inside the outpost, the toll outpost for the moment, and trade well and truly going underway at the moment on the backside. How many tolls have come in? Only got 2 tolls at the moment. We'll need to up those toll numbers. Those are rookie toll numbers. We need to get those bad boys up. But he does have a wall going in, so he wants to protect this. We know that much. The question is how much walling he looks to do. Blacksmith now coming up as well for Crackety. Looking to potentially play it out a little bit more in the feudal age. And we got a battering ram coming down. No siege engineering needed for this one. This is going to be a classic Abbasid battering ram. And I do like this play. It makes a lot of sense. And coming from the perspective of Muslim to be going into archers, I mean, if you want to stick it to the man, this is the great way to do it. And perhaps that's what he thought he was doing. Perhaps he thought, you know, I'm going up against a Malian semi-fast castle, you know, 2 TC fast castle. This is what I think will counter it. And it's pressure with the battering ram. Battering ram going to be coming in now. Keep in mind, there's plenty of food out on this map. Worst case scenario, all Crackety's going to do is he's just going to jump on down to the next hunt. If that one gets evacuated, then he jumps down onto the next one. If that one gets evacuated, he comes over to this one. You know what I mean? It's the circle of life. And speaking of circles of life, villagers getting run around in circles, unfortunately, as they do lose their lives. 3 of them going down. 4 and 5 going to be able to escape. Town center firing down a few arrows. No armory upgrades yet, or no blacksmith upgrades yet, rather. And the Muslim spotting out that next target. It's going to be the town center that's coming up for him. Speaking of town centers, though, we got a 4th town center being added in behind this. Here's just town centers out the wazoo right here. This is just the classic Abbasid dynasty play right now. Going absolutely ham, but I guess the question is, you know, it's the battle of the best economies. You've got the Abbasid, which are considered to be one of the best, the top-tier economies, not necessarily because they create villages faster, but rather because they create villages cheaper. And that means that they have a high propensity to go towards these more town center builds, and that's exactly what's happening. And Crackety now going to be on the defensive. We see some sofa warriors going to be coming out. Do not be sleeping on the sofa. These guys are incredible. Yes, that was a comment in the YouTube video I did. I don't know which or how long ago it was, but I was making some jokes about sofas, and that was one of the comments. And I was like, you know what, that's pretty good. We got to steal that one. So big shout out to you, big fella. I can't remember your name, but I remember your joke, and that's what's important as a dad. All right, well, Crackety now looking to hold on to this position. He's got javelin throwers in the back. Pretty decent mass coming out from the Muslim. Not a lot of javelin throwers. More joining the pack. Phalanx Spearmen holding on the front line up against the sofa. Looking like a bedside table right now as the sofa's looping around the backside. Looking to find a nice little flanker-rooney. Town center on the front. Probably going to be going down. We can see the Donzos able to clear out the majority of the scouts here. A handful of those horsemen do remain. And now horsemen going to be jumping down on the backside for those javelin throwers. Fortunately, a couple more Donzos come in, and the town center does indeed go down. One of the battering rams falling back, just going back to meet his people. Other 2 battering rams continuing forward. And we enter into the cinematic mode right now to witness Crackety try his defense against the Ancients. No, this is not Dota. This is the Ancients, because to Muslim here, well, he's not ancient, but he's getting there. He's been around the RTS scene for quite a while, but he still holds on for dear life. Actually, if it's defense of the Ancients, wouldn't Crackety be the Ancient? I think that's probably the right way to go, but he's still holding on. He's doing an okay job. The javelin throwers, you can see, he's really moving towards more and more javelin throwers. The issue that he's having is just the lack of attack speed here for the javelins. It makes it very difficult as well, because these guys do a lot of damage to the archers, so you don't want to be using all of these guys taking out archers. They've also got quite a bit of an arc on them. You can see before they actually throw down towards those archers, it takes some time to actually get there. Battering rams just rampaging through the base of Crackety here like an elephant in a tiny town in Thailand. It's just looking terrible right now as houses, barracks, archery ranges, town centers, everything is going down. But it looks like Crackety has held for the moment. He's got more production coming up over near the town center. Those battering rams continuing to work through these houses. Keep in mind, these houses got a lot less health on them than normal. These are Malian houses, so unfortunately, these ones are not built with bricks. These are built with mud, and they go down very, very quickly, unfortunately. I think, yeah, 2 shots from the battering ram actually takes it down. But he's going to continue working his way through that. Villagers going to get pulled. Javelin archers, javelin throwers rather, going to be able to force these archers away. Unfortunately, they do find some villagers here. And with that, there's a potential exposure at the trade route. So let's watch and see how he does. As the landmark going to be coming down. It is the Farimba garrison coming down now for Crackety. So he's looking to age up, get himself a little bit ahead in the tech game. We'll check in with the Muslim. Well, hold on a minute. You're going to have to go a little bit faster than that, my friends, because the Muslim, he's already up to the castle age, and he's well and truly about to hit it. Going up with the culture wing, no surprise, and he does spot out the traders. Look at this, still only 1 toll. He's got this is a 2 toll outpost network. That is not a good network to have, my friend. No, typically you would want an outpost network with all 5 outposts down. But he reaches the 3rd age, and guess who's right behind him? Oh, it's your boy, Liquid the Muslim. There he goes. So both players now reaching the castle age at very similar timings. 115 villagers for the Muslim. Oh my lord, 77 villagers for Crackety. And not only that, but he's got screaming people in his base. You know what? Hey, devs, if you're going to add any new Abbasid units, let me know. I'll do the voices for him. I got my scream, my wail down perfectly. That's my Abbasid death. That's the death voice for the Abbasid. This is the one for completing a house. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. I heard myself in my earphones. I'm like, hey, Drongo, respect, man. That was pretty good. Those villagers, when they make the house, oh man, it's so funny. You finish it with a female villager. Oh my lord, she's just had the best day of her life. She was. I'm not going to say what I was going to say. We continue. We move on. We move forward. And Crackety looking like he might be falling behind. You know, we talked about that timing window. The Muslims found it perfectly. Manages to get up to the castle age. Now cleaning up all the traders. Crackety's already behind on the villager count. He's sitting on 78 versus 127. So about 50 vills behind at the moment. And that's only going to get worse as the Muslim continues taking out trader upon trader upon trader. Trader numbers now down to 17. I'm sure, you know, back in the good old days, things would have been looking a lot better. But unfortunately, not looking the best right now. And this is where sofas would have been really coming in handy. Or maybe even those warrior scouts would be quite good. Able to chase these units down and provide a little bit more of a threat. But now Wall's going to be coming up for Crackety. He's going to be looking to role play his Altai games. You guys will be familiar with Crackety from his Altai games. He loves to wall up like a madman. One of the things that's been lacking this game has definitely been a little bit of oh my god, the Muslim going straight to Imperial. Don't mind me, boys. I'm just going up to Imperial. Madman right now going straight to Imperial. Take a look at these upgrades. We got composite bows coming in. Absolutely everything. He is going ham right now. Donzos, unfortunately, falling a little bit too far away from their javelin thrower counterparts, and now a little bit of a whoopsie-doo as the horsemen make their way back towards the hole in the wall, and it... no, what did you do, Crackety? You just letting them in. I mean, they would have gotten in over from this side spot, but you know what I mean? Like, not pretty. Anyway, Liquid the Muslim now going to be falling back away from this position. A little bit of a push coming out from Crackety. He's going to try and turn the tables, but you got to feel like the Muslim's just so far ahead at the moment. If it isn't that village account, it's got to be that tech lead as well. Now we've got the elite upgrades starting to come in. It's going to be elite spearmen to start us out with, and then also elite archers. No surprise there. 2 of the best elite units in the game. Held by the Abbasid dynasty. They are trash units, which means that you can just spam those bad boys non-stop, and we got ourselves a little bit of a Gaia attack over there, so we're going to make sure we avoid witnessing that and more units going down underneath the town center. Apologies for that. I got distracted by the wolves. You know that's always the question being asked. What did the wolf say? I think it was... actually, I don't... What did the wolf say? I know what the fox said. I just don't know what the wolf said. But anyway, it's probably like more of a howling sound, isn't it? Like, oh... Yeah, that's definitely what the fox said. No, wait, the wolf. Anyway, we continue. We watch, we witness, we wait and see as the veteran Musafati warriors look to try and engage now with the Lancers. Interesting matchup. I want to see how these guys work as well, because technically they should be pretty good against the Lancers. Now, you got to remember, these guys are pretty cheap. That's probably what sets them apart. If we take a look at the barracks, there we go. Mustafadi Warriors, 50 food, 30 gold. So they do cost gold, but I mean, technically cheaper than a Donzo. So not too bad. But now those Mustafadis are going to be looking to try and surround the lances of his opponent. Elite Spearman holding on with those veteran archers, yet to receive that upgrade, but we know it's coming through. We know it's coming through. Where is it? It should be here any second. +3 range attack also coming in. And now Demuslim really looking to put on the hurt. Look at the reinforcements coming in from Demuslim. He's looking incredible. But now Krakeny going to be responding with his own archers on the backside, not really able to do much. And incendiary arrows coming through right now before elite archers. You know Demuslim means business when he's got incendiary arrows. What is going on? I don't even think... Has he even picked up +1 yet? He's got +1. That's it. No +2, no +3. But he's got incendiary arrows, and that's what's cool because it has that cool little effect. He's also got composite bows, so these guys are going absolutely ham. Look how fast they're firing right now. I don't think there's any way you can hold this as the Malians. You're down economy, you're down tech, and most importantly, you're down against one of the best late-game civilizations as the elite lancers now come in. Demuslim just going to town with the elite upgrades. And Krakeny seeming like there is no way back into this. We'll take a little look at the score and see where these guys are at. Hey, that tells you everything you need to know about this game. Now, fellas, if you've enjoyed this cast, make sure you check out Demuslim. I'll leave a link in the description. As well as that, there's also Krakeny here. Well, he's not right here. He's over in Germany, but that's his name. He goes by Krakeny here. I'll leave a link to both of these guys in the description. They're probably going to be preparing for Wallalol. At least Demuslim will be. Krakeny here, unfortunately, didn't make it through as a player, but I'm sure he'll be there in person at Heidelberg because, well, he's in Germany and I know that he wanted some tickets. So hopefully he got his tickets and he'll be there to cheer on Demuslim in person as they do once again look to go into battle. And look at these upgrades. Demuslim just getting every single upgrade. Like, which upgrades do you want? Yes, says Demuslim. Yes, he does. He just wants all the upgrades. That's what he's going for. He's now picking up, we've got Camel Rider Barding as well, so an increase on those Camel Rider armor, and Krakeny now reaching the Imperial Age. Not sure what the landmark is. It's going to be the Griabara. He's popped out, I think, production. He's trying to hold on for dear life. We'll enter into the cinematic mode to witness Krakeny here defend Krakeny's base, but unfortunately the elite units just look overpowering. And there's only a handful of them, but they're just so damn strong. And Krakeny, unfortunately, can't really do much in this position. It looks like there's no real way out for him. He's got the Farimba garrison here, about to pop out some units. Is it going to be Mustafadi gunners? It's not. It's only the warriors. No way that he's going to be able to hold this position. And we can just see the archers just pumping through the base so damn quick as well. They got their... I don't even think they got movement speed bonuses. They're just damn bloody quick. And that's just the consequence of playing as the Abbasid. They're a civilization. A good game gets called. Krakeny here. Going to be tapping out, fellas. Hope you guys have enjoyed this cast of game. Abbasid Dynasty, a hell of a civilization, that is for sure. This has been the old OP up against the new OP. We'll catch you guys in the next one.